A narcissist can never stand the real empathy, because when they look at one, they feel a kind of shame that no words or experiences can describe. It is the shame of realizing that everything they must mimic, pretend, and steal from others is something the empathy naturally possesses. Can you imagine the kind of trigger that causes? The empathy becomes the one person the narcissist cannot perform for, because a real empathy knows what genuine and authentic things look like. They can immediately tell the difference between real and fake. The narcissist's charm starts to fall flat. Their fake empathy becomes visible. Their selective kindness gets caught under the empathy's radar, because they know that something too good to be true usually is. The true empathy's greatest power is their ability to observe, and that observation cuts deeper than any insult ever could. When an empathy observes, they do not just see behavior, they see intention. They feel the vibration behind every sentence, gesture, and smile. Narcissists can manipulate minds, but they cannot deceive presence, can they? When an empathy walks into a room, their very presence threatens the narcissist. Why? Because they are everything the narcissist tries so hard to be. Narcissists depend on empaths for survival because they need them to feel human, to appear good, and to mask their inner rottenness. But unlike them, empaths do not need to put other people down to feel powerful or to find joy in another person's misery to feel alive. The empath does not need to prove what they sense. They do not need to win, to argue, or to be understood by everybody. They're not playing the same game anymore. The validation comes from alignment, from knowing who they are when no one is watching. That is the one thing a narcissist can never touch. Their entire identity depends on being fed by others. But the empath does not feed illusions. They do not kneel to false power. I'm Samir, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. Let's discuss 5 reasons why a narcissist cannot handle a real empath. Reason number 1. Empaths sense the emotion narcissists try to hide all the time. A narcissist's entire life depends on faking and pretending to be someone they're not. Deep inside, they know they are losers who have nothing of their own to succeed in this world. Not even something as simple as a real smile to connect with another human being. So they have to learn everything from those who have what they lack. And that is why they cannot stand empaths. Empaths remind them of how fraudulent they are, how even with money, family, and wealth, they remain miserable. Think about it. If someone has to learn how to act human from another person through mirroring, how could they even fool an awakened empath? An awakened empath senses fake smiles and rehearsed tones. They do not listen to words. They listen to frequency, to energy. They feel what the narcissist tries to bury deep down. When an empath walks into the room, the narcissist's entire emotional disguise begins to leak. The empath does not need proof or confession. They can feel the lie in their body. That is what terrifies the narcissist, being felt through. It is spiritual X-ray vision. The narcissist may manipulate minds, but not energy. And the empath lives in the language of energy. Which brings us to reason number 2. Empaths do not compete. They purely reflect. To a narcissist, life is hierarchy. Every interaction must end with extreme dominance, admiration, or control. They even rank their relationships by wealth and social value. The richer the person, the more respect they give. The poor, the more they ridicule. They always need a scale to put others down and feel superior. Even in everyday conversation, they must prove their point, stay one step ahead, and never allow genuine connection. But empaths do not play that game. When a narcissist attacks, an awakened empath's calmness reflects their insecurity back at them. When the narcissist boasts, the empath's stillness and lack of reaction remind them how fragile they actually are. that they need other people's reactions to feel alive. Because the empath does not respond, the narcissist's illusion of superiority collapses. They can't win against someone who is not even playing. Empaths do not fight narcissists. They expose them simply by existing peacefully in truth. Number 3. Empaths carry the one thing the narcissist sold. Can you guess what that is? A soul. What if I told you that a narcissist has already sold their soul to the devil? That they are soulless beings. Which is why no matter how much harm they cause, they do not feel even an ounce of guilt. The narcissist traded authenticity for image. The empath is authenticity. That is why the narcissist oscillates between worship and hatred. They see in the empath what they destroyed within themselves. It's not jealousy, it is spiritual grief. The pain of having traded their soul for control. When they look at the empath, they are staring at a living version of everything they once had: innocence, warmth, and humanity. That is why they first want to own the empath and later want to destroy them, because both keep them close to the thing they crave and hate the most, the soul they no longer have. The empath's light does not just blind the narcissist, it reminds them of their own darkness. Number 4. Empaths turn their energy into super strong boundaries. What if I told you that you are the narcissist living karma without doing a thing? That is how God sends empaths into the narcissist's life, to show them what real love, joy, and authenticity look like. That doesn't make you a sacrificial goat. The narcissist experiences true warmth and begins to depend on it, takes it for granted, and abuses it. Then, when God removes the empath, He also removes everything that felt alive in their world. No matter who comes next, they never find that same energy ever again. That is their punishment. That is their karma. In the beginning, a narcissist feeds on an empath's kindness. But once that same energy turns into discernment, it becomes deadly. An empath who learns to regulate their nervous system becomes untouchable. Their calm becomes a wall no manipulation can climb. The narcissist cannot operate in an energy that does not react. It is like trying to start a fire in the rain. When an empath stops explaining themselves, they become spiritually bulletproof. Reason number 5, and the last one, empaths force them to face themselves. The ultimate reason, empaths are the narcissist's mirror. Not the flattering kind, but the true one. Every projection, manipulation, and lie, all of it bounces back. The empath's energy makes the narcissist's fake self impossible to maintain. That's why they devalue, discard, and smear so violently. They are not escaping the empath. They're escaping the truth that is reflected back at them. The empath's existence itself is a confrontation. The narcissist cannot survive because it reveals something devastating, that they never truly existed at all. And truth be told, every single day they spend with you is a day spent in hell. Why? Because they get triggered all the time through your presence, which is also the reason why your presence bothers them so much. They want chaos. They want to fight you. Why do they sleep deprive you? They want to bring you down. It's a spiritual warfare. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin.